What's going on, everybody? Cowboys versus Jets tomorrow at noon. Um, the Jets have a style of play that has, in the last 10 years, have given the Cowboys a hard time. And that's the mobile quarterback. And I don't think that there's one that is more mobile right now than Justin Fields in the NFL. What can Matt Eberflus draw up in the dirt to stop his former quarterback? If anybody in the National Football League knows Justin Fields the best, it should be Matt Eberflus. Should be. Let's talk about it next, right here on Cowboy Spit.
Here we go! Yeah, here we go! Wait, take
Cowboys.
Throws back in the end zone. There's CeeDee
What's going on, everybody? Cowboys C3. Cowboys Jets tomorrow at noon. This is a game that you absolutely have to win. If there has been a must-win game all season, it's this one. And strictly because it has the feeling of a trap game. And you're going to have a bunch of players out. We'll get in that in just a second. But Cowboys activated Jaden Blue for this game. Finally. He'll give you a dynamic that you don't have. And hopefully they take advantage of it and use him. Hopefully. Because CeeDee Lamb will still be out. And, Pickens can't do it by himself. And your other home run hitter that you have on the team looks like he's going to be out as well. Tomorrow, noon, 1 o'clock Eastern time, MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Cowboys take on the New York Jets. Cowboys are a 1.5 point favorite, and the total points scored is 47.5. That's the line for tomorrow. Cowboys, Dak Prescott leading the team. He might be second to Matthew Stafford now because Stafford's already played. 1,119 yards. Justin Fields is thrown for 471 yards all season. That's incredible. 312 yards rushing for Williams. 238 yards rushing for Breece Hall. Pick is leading the way with receivers. Got 21 catches for 300 yards and a touchdown. Garrett Wilson, who, if the quarterback situation was any different, and I was surprised last year he really didn't thrive under Aaron Rodgers, but he didn't really get an opportunity to because Aaron Rodgers wasn't playing that fantastic. Garrett Wilson is a top 3 talent in the NFL. You just don't have a way to get him the ball. He's got 311 yards receiving off 27 catches and 3 touchdowns. James Houston has 2 sacks. William McDonald, IV, has 2 sacks. Sanborn and Sherwood lead both teams in tackling. Sanborn's got 32 tackles and Sherwood's got 40 tackles. Cowboys roster took some pretty big blows this week in the injury department. And the injury list from last week to this week is pretty tremendous. Deron Bland is on the injury report. He was a full participant in practice all week, though, with the foot, and he'll play. Tyler Booker will be out with the ankle. Kalen Carson, coming off the injured reserve list, was limited in practice all week. He's questionable. Trayvon Diggs with a knee was limited in practice Wednesday and Thursday. Was a full participant in practice. He'll play. Tyler Guyton with the concussion, he's out. Malik Hooker with the toe, he's out. CeeDee Lamb with the ankle, he's out. Jonathan Mingo was limited in practice. He's questionable for the game. Kenneth Murray was limited in practice for the whole week. He's questionable for the game. Miles Sanders did not participate in practice all week. He more than likely will be out. That's why they activated Jaden Blue. Tyler Smith didn't participate all week. he's questionable. Cavante Turpin with the foot did not participate in practice. He has the same foot sprain. It's reported that he has the same foot sprain that Deron Bland suffered from that kept him out 2 weeks. Cavante Turpin is out. And Marshawn Nealon did not practice on Wednesday, limited in practice on Thursday, did not practice on Friday. More than likely, he won't play on Sunday either. So he's out. Injury report is long for the Cowboys. Long. So the lineup for the Cowboys look something like this. Dak Prescott will be your quarterback. Javonte Williams will be the running back with Jaden Blue backing him up. CeeDee Lamb and Cavante Turpin will be out. So Pickens and Jalen Tolbert will probably be your starting wide receivers, and Ryan Flanoy or Jalen Brooks will probably play in the slot. Mingo may get an opportunity to come out there and play some limited plays, but he's just coming off the IR with a bad knee. So we'll see how that goes. Jake Ferguson and Hunter Lemke will be out there. Big Nate the Great Thomas will be the left tackle. If Tyler Smith's out, Trevor Keegan will be the left guard. Brock Hoffman will be the center. TJ Bass will be the right guard. And the only healthy person on the line this week will be Terrence Steele. You can't make this shit up. Terrence Steele will be the right tackle. Sam Williams, Kenny Clark, and Oseo Digizua will be on the line. Dante Fowler Jr. will be at the other defensive end. Nealon will be, he's questionable for the game. He tried to go on Thursday, couldn't really go. They sat him out on Friday. Don't know if they were really sitting him out to maybe preserve some, some sort of energy or some sort of just keep some pressure off of the ankle, but looks like he's not going to play. Yeah, it's just the Cowboys lineup. And then, Kenneth Murray down here. So Shamar James will get some playing time, which Shamar James has been playing pretty well. And Maris Lufau. So Lufau, I really want Lufau to play because he's such a rocket on defense. He's everywhere on defense. He's all over the place, but he'll make some boneheaded plays every now and then. Made a big one against Green Bay right there at the end of the game. They put Green Bay in field position to tie it up and send it into overtime. But that's kind of what you get with him. He's just wide open. That's the way he plays football. And, I don't mind it, but, there are a lot of people that will question his decision-making when he's on the field. It looks like he'll get a lot of playing time tomorrow. Kyer Elam and Trayvon Diggs will be your corners if Diggs can go, but Diggs, he participated in practice all week. He should be okay. Bland was on the injury report too. He participated. He should be ready to go. Wanye Thomas will be your starting safety with Malik Hooker now on the IR. Donovan Wilson will be your other safety, and Kyer Elam will start at the other corner. So you got Elam and Diggs starting at outside, and you'll have Deron Bland playing in the nickel, which we'll talk about that in a minute, man. We'll talk about it because it's been a topic of discussion all week about the Cowboys and this secondary, particularly with the zone. And a lot of people had problems with what Trayvon Diggs said, and they were like, look, for a person that's, his roster spot is in jeopardy anyway, like you probably won't be here at the end of the season. Why are you talking so much, to the media about, the coverages that you guys are playing, whatever? Because he's just voicing his opinion. He's being honest about what he feels about the defense, that they're dropping back into cover 3. They're not comfortable playing it. Part of his interview, he said that for one, you have to play an area and then you have to be in position to play the ball. And he said, it's more like being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. But he also did say that they're getting a lot better. But the reporter, and if you want to hear the interview, you can go listen to the last show. He said, the reporter asked him, like, do you want to run more man? He was like, yes, I do. I want to run more man. And Dan Quinn had to learn that lesson the hard way too. Dan Quinn came here from Seattle as the defensive coordinator. He was defensive coordinator in Seattle. He had his head coaching gig in Atlanta. Then he came here. And his defense, Legion of Boom, they ran cover 2 or cover 3 more than any other team in the NFL. He was a zone defensive coordinator. And he learned really, really fast that these dudes weren't very good at zone, particularly Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs came from Alabama, probably played man all through high school, played man all through college. And then you come in the NFL and you try to put him in a cover two, or excuse me, put him in a cover three. And it's just not going to work. From that point, I think it was the fourth game. I think it was Seattle. And I think the Cowboys won the game, if I remember correctly. But DK Metcalf gave Trayvon Diggs the work. I mean, he worked his ass over. And there was one play where he worked him over, but Trayvon Diggs used some closing speed, and DK Metcalf was jogging. He knocked the ball out of the back of the end zone for a safety. For a touchback. And the Cowboys got the ball, didn't give up any points. And from that game on, Cowboys they ran man coverage the most in the NFL after that. And it's because that's what they're good at. And Trayvon Diggs is just saying, hey, this is what I'm good at, right? I'm good at that. I'm trying to learn the zone because this is the defensive coordinator. This is his forte, right? The cover three. But you also, as the coach, you have to look and be like, look, man, like, I'm adopting this roster. This is not a roster that I made. These are the guys that were given to me, and I need to put them in situations where they are the best football players going forward. And if it means that I have to adjust my scheme, then that's what you have to do. But if you're just going to be rock-headed and stay in this cover three, tomorrow could be a long day. Maybe not so, because Justin Fields is not very accurate, but in the future, it could be a long day. The entire season. It could be a long season. But Jets roster looks a little something like this. Excuse me. I'm clicking around here. Can't find the right button. Justin Fields will be your quarterback. Breece Hall be your running back. Garrett Wilson, Josh Reynolds, and Arian Smith will be your wide receivers. Offensive and defensive lines look like that. Defense, now Quentin Williams is still there in the defensive tackle spot. The Jets have a pretty decent defense. And if you look, they're the 20th ranked defense in the NFL, but they're pretty decent at defense. They've been pretty decent in the past, on the defensive side of the ball. This year, they have been giving up the run like crazy. And you can see that they've given up 578 yards rushing. They've only given up 641 yards passing and going into the fifth week, and that's pretty good. Take the Cowboys, for example. They've given up 1,189 yards passing and 493 yards rushing. And it's crazy because you look, the Cowboys have the number one offense, and you look at their numbers, and then you look, they got the last ranked defense, and you look at the numbers, and the numbers almost mirror each other. Rushing yards, the differential is 1 yard. Passing yards, the differential is what? 45 yards, 44 yards. Like, they almost mirror each other, and it kind of gives you an indication that the Cowboys offense is pretty high powered, but the defense sucks. So, Jets injury report looks like this. Michael Carter, cornerback, has a concussion. He didn't participate in practice at all. He'll be out. Outside linebacker Jamil Johnson has a bad ankle. He didn't participate in practice. He's questionable. Kini Nwagu, hopefully I said that right. Running back, he's got a bad hamstring. He'll be out. Everybody else looks like they'll be ready to play. So they're coming into the game, decently healthy. But the Cowboys are banged up, and that's why I say this has trap game written all over it, because you struggle with mobile quarterbacks. But like I said, if anybody knows Justin Fields, is Matt Eberflus. That was your quarterback for your entire duration of the time you were in Chicago. He was your quarterback. You should know that dude like the back of your hand. So hopefully they come up with some sort of scheme to stop him tomorrow, because one thing is for certain, and Miami learned it late in the fourth quarter last week, he will give you problems. He shot up the field on a design quarterback run to the left and went 43 yards, nearly untouched for a touchdown against a Miami defense that in that game was rolling. They had all the momentum, and he kind of shut that up. So you have to be very, very, very careful with this dude. Breece Hall is a fantasy player extraordinaire. He can run the ball. He can catch it out of the backfield. He can do a lot of different things. He'll get the ball a lot. They will attempt to get the ball to Garrett Wilson the best that they possibly can. Justin Fields will throw an absolute dart down the field for 38 yards, and then he'll miss his receiver by 15 yards on the next 4 plays. That's just Justin Fields. That's how he plays. But the Cowboys better be careful because the defense, like I said, is pretty stout. They play the pass pretty well, but they do give up the run. You can run the ball on them. So, what would be your Cowboy keys to victory? Offensive keys. First key is get Javonte going early and often. Just like last week, you want to be able to run the ball from the first quarter through the fourth quarter. That running game should never be abandoned. If it's abandoned, it means you're behind. Have to be able to run the ball for the duration of the game. I thought that Schottenheimer did an excellent job against Green Bay, not panicking because you got behind and abandoned the run game and just strictly throw the ball down the field. Dak Prescott is excellent when he can throw the ball 35 to 40 times a game. He is an excellent quarterback. Right now, he is on fire, red hot MVP candidate. If you want to say you can put an MVP candidacy race together in the 5th week of the season, I don't believe in that shit. I don't think it is possible. You know what I mean? But right now, he's hot. You have to be able to run the ball, take some pressure off of him because his offensive line potentially will be 80% undermanned tomorrow. You go have 4 out of 5 starters out tomorrow. Granted, some of their backup players have shown to be pretty decent, but you're going to miss your all-pro. You have a potential to miss your all-pro left guard. You'll be missing your center. You'll be missing your right guard. And your left tackle, who has played pretty decent, even though Nate the Great has stepped in and played really well. Also, he's got a concussion. He's still in the protocol, so he may be out a couple of weeks. Got to be able to run the ball. Utilize your new weapon. Jaden Blue is a 4.2 40 running back that can run the ball between the tackles. He can run the ball outside, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield. Use him. Don't just put him out there and run 22 dive the whole game. Use him. Spread him around. Use him around the field. The dude, if you watched him at University of Texas last year, the dude is a ball player. He can absolutely go, and he's lightning fast. Use him. You don't have Turpin. You don't have CD Lamb. This could be your game changer. Make sure you find a way to use it. And the third thing is don't let Dak sit back there with this makeshift-ass offensive line. Get the ball out quick. Get the ball in these receivers' hands. Let them get a lot of yak tomorrow. Let them do what they have to do with the ball in their hands. Defensively, your number one rule tomorrow, your number one key to victory tomorrow is you better contain Justin Fields. Do not let him run ramshot on you. Don't let him do it. Don't let him do it. Don't let him do it. Keep him contained. Keep him in the pocket. Make him beat you with his arm. Because 9 times out of 10, he can't do it. Now, granted, the Cowboys have found a way to make mediocre quarterbacks look great this season, but this is the time to stop it. Limit Breece Hall. If you got to sell out to play the run, sell out to play the run tomorrow. But if you're going to do that, you need to play more man coverage than you do zone. The players have been calling to play more man. The defensive coordinator, hope he should be. I talked to him earlier. He's watching Cowboy Spit right now. He's writing down these keys to the game. He's taking them to New York with him tomorrow. That's what he's gonna do. This will be on the clipboard that he's holding. He's gonna have Cowboy C3's keys to victory. He's gonna have the defensive keys to victory keyed up on that damn clipboard. But in all seriousness, you got to play more man. Like you are going to have a hard time tomorrow stopping the run. You're going to take a linebacker. You're going to take him out of coverage because you're going to have to spy Justin Fields. Probably I was spying with somebody like Lufau because Sanborn is not the fleetest of foot and Justin Fields can flat out run. To me personally, I think he's a better runner than even Lamar Jackson because Justin Fields can flat out run. He can't throw for shit, but he can run. Which is kind of baffling because if you look at Ohio State, he was actually a pretty decent passer. He was excellent on the deep ball, pretty good on the intermediate ball, but he didn't have much touch on the short pass when he was at Ohio State. But now that he's gotten to the NFL, it just seems like the game is moving too quick for him, and he's having a hard time putting the ball down the field. So With all that being said, I don't think it's a trap game. I think the Cowboys will control the game. They will control the clock, and they'll win the game, say 24-10, which is not a bad victory, and they'll be fine. He said, Proudback Father said, you got the inside info. They don't give Brees the ball enough. Agreed. But the teams have a tendency to break out of their bad habits when they play the Dallas Cowboys. They do. And it's been evident all season long. Made Russell Wilson look like an all-pro quarterback. He got benched the next week. It made Caleb Williams look like he's a damn new coming of Patrick Mahomes or some shit. You know what I mean? He carried it on to the next week against the Raiders. So good for Caleb Williams. Way to get it going. Hopefully you keep it going for the rest of the season. I like Caleb Williams. I don't think he's a bad player at all. But I'm just hoping that the Cowboys can hold this in check. I know Aaron Glenn, I know those guys are ready for a win. They're ready for it. And desperate teams take desperate measures and do desperate things. And sometimes those things are successful. And I believe last week the Cowboys played desperate against Green Bay. And that'll show you right there that the sun will shine on the dog's ass. You know what I mean? Offensively, the Cowboys have been playing very well. Very well. And their quarterback has been playing very well. Javonte Williams has been playing very well. Miles Sanders, despite a couple of fumbles, has been playing pretty decent. You get another running back in Jaden Blue that has the potential to be a game changer for you. You get to showcase him this week. Offensively, they've been fine. The Cowboys' struggles have been on defense. They can't cover a baby with a blanket, and they can't stop a damn nosebleed. Bart Scott said that too. Can't stop a nosebleed. This would be the game to get that confidence built up to go out and stop. It's the Jets. Don't care. It's an NFL football team to go out and stop a roster from moving the ball up and down the field on you. This would be the game to do it. But if you're gonna do it, you're gonna have to stop You're gonna have to stop Justin Fields. You're gonna have to. Said the Bears. That Bears embarrassment tied the Green Bay game. I wasn't a big fan of the tie at all, especially because there was plenty of opportunity to win the football game. One, if Lou Fowl don't make the bonehead mistake at the end of the game, I believe they win in regulation. And two, you draw back in that dumbass cover 3 on a 4th and 6, and you give up a 13-yard crossing pass for a first down to Matthew Golden, and that was your opportunity to win that game too. Now the momentum is with them. You know what I mean? Now the momentum was with Green Bay, and they went on to kick a field goal and tie the game. You cannot let that happen going forward. You have 2 games in a row that are very, 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 very winnable. You need to go out and not just win those games. I'm not talking about getting in no shootout with the New York Jets. I'm talking about go in, dominate a football game, get back home, try to get a little bit more healthy, get some of these players back on the roster, go to Carolina, dominate them, and then you come back here, and I think you got the Falcons the week after that, who have been hot and cold. I saw Michael Penix look like a high school quarterback 2 weeks ago, and then I watched him last week, and the dude was one of the players of the week in the NFC. He said, "What if you lose though?" Well, shit. You'll be 1-3-1. That's all it'll be. So we said that about the Giants, and the Jets are more talented. Last 2 weeks, the Jets have looked solid. I agree, Larry, 100%. I agree. And that's why I'm saying this has trap game written all over it. All over it. And if we lose, especially if you don't, I'm not saying, yeah, I am saying it. If you let these things happen, if you don't contain Justin Fields and you let Breece Hall go crazy, and then you drop back in that cover 3 and let Garrett Wilson catch a couple of touchdowns, then you start to think about some changes going on the defensive side of the ball. I don't think that the offense will struggle. They may a little bit because of the offensive line. It may take them a minute to gel, But if you just run the ball and play off play action passes, you should be fine. You should be. As long as you can establish some sort of running game and just throw off your play action passes and not let Dak try to sit back there on 7-step drops and let these jet defensive the jet front seven just run at him with with minimal resistance, then you should be okay. This is a very winnable football game. But if you start letting Justin Fields run around crazy and you start getting these 14-14, 17-17 games and you start getting desperate, then you're going to run into some issues. Dallas defensive coaching is an issue. Yes, I agree. 100%. I never was a Matt Eberflus fan. I look at what he did with the Bears, and he had no success whatsoever. I just don't understand why you hire him to be a defensive coordinator in the first place. And then it seems like he's going to be hard-headed and play in this cover three with some corners that have no idea how to play zone coverage, and they kind of learning as they go, and they're getting torched while they're doing it. That fucks with your confidence. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I need my players to be out there confident, something that be in some sort of coverage that they're comfortable with and give them an opportunity to do successful things. Dan Quinn changed his coverage to a man-to-man scheme, and all of a sudden the Cowboy defense was just a turnover juggernaut. And then we go to this. I'm not sure. Say defense just saw the same offense 2 weeks ago with the Bears, and we saw how that went. I sound like a hater. I just don't think that Justin Fields is as talented as Caleb Williams. It is very, very similar to the same offense. I just think that the Jets running game is better than the Bears was. I would take Breece Hall, Bears running back from University of Georgia. What's his name? Anyway, he's one of my fantasy running backs too. But anyway, I'd take Breece Hall over him anyway. I would. But, it all depends on the defense. It's all going to the whole game, the outcome of the game will be determined on how the defense plays tomorrow. And Larry, Swift. Thank you. The outcome of the game will be determined on how the defense plays against Justin Fields and the Jets offense. The Cowboy offense, I don't think they'll have much trouble. It may start out slow, but I think that they'll catch their stride and go. I think the running game will be big tomorrow. And as long as they can keep the ball out of their hands, I think they'll be just fine. If they can turn the Jets into a passing team, then you can win, right? But even if they're in situations where they have to throw the ball, and if Justin Fields' first and second reads aren't there, he's going to run. He absolutely is going to run. So you're going to have to spy him. So you're dropping a person out of coverage. You dropping somebody out of coverage, you better play man. I'm just saying. That's what I would do, me personally. But we'll see how that goes tomorrow, man. We'll see. D has been very weak all season. D has been the 32nd best defense in the NFL. They're number 32 out of 32 teams. And for a reason. I mean, look at the yards that they're giving up. And like I said, it kind of mirrors the number one offense's numbers. I mean, they sitting right there. It's only a few yards, a couple yards of a difference. It's just not much of a difference. Cowboy offense has been really, really good, high-powered. That means the defense has been really, really bad. And the numbers sit right there on your screen to prove it. So hopefully they can turn it around. As long as they can turn it around, they'll be fine tomorrow against the Jets. But you look to build some confidence in these next 2 weeks so you can come into a stretch of the season where you play some pretty good teams. You play Atlanta, you still got to play Washington. You got to play some decent teams here in the next couple of weeks. I do believe you had the Broncos here in the next couple of weeks too. That's going to be a tough game because the Broncos, their defense, they ain't going to let you do too much. And their offense, Bo Nix is erratic, but he ain't terrible. And they got some receivers that'll get downfield on you. And if you drop back 10 yards off the receiver, they're going to eat your ass up. So, hey, this is the 2 games to get your confidence back up. You got to have it. But anyway, tomorrow, I would do the Sunday blitz with the man down crew in the morning. We'll do that right up until game time. And then right after the game, we'll go live. Win, lose, we'll be here. We'll talk about it. 24-10. That's my thoughts. Cowboys win. Come out hopefully healthy. Got a week to get prepared for Carolina. And I think they'll be all right. But you need to win these 2 football games, and it starts tomorrow. Don't fall into the trap. Win this game. Win it convincingly. Get out of New York. Come back home for a few days. Go to Carolina. Get another win in Carolina, and then now we can start. We'll break that 500 mark, be 3-2-1, and then let game on. Let's go after that. Okay. 29-26 Cowboys. Larry, I hope not, brother. If it's 29-26, I'm treating that like a loss. Seriously. If they give up 26 points to the Jets, I'm treating that like a loss. They better not. Man, 29-26. 24-10. I'm staying with it. Okay, tomorrow we'll do the blitz in the morning. We'll be live right after the game. Make sure you guys join in. Got a lot of people on the live. Appreciate each and every one of you for showing up. If you guys can, please like and subscribe. If you haven't done already, I'd appreciate it. And then tomorrow, we'll keep this thing going. We'll go tomorrow. We'll answer phone calls. We'll do everything tomorrow, man, because we're going to celebrate this win. Okay? Cowboy C3. See you guys tomorrow. Jets versus Cowboys, noon tomorrow. Make sure you tune in, noon Central Time. Make sure you guys tune in. Sitting here watching Colorado and TCU. Colorado blown a 14-point lead. TCU's up 21-14 in the fourth quarter. Colorado just can't get it right, man. All right, Cowboy C3. I'll let y'all soon. You guys stay healthy, stay safe. See you guys tomorrow. All right, peace.